It's the dilemma. It is the age old, never ending dilemma of the black American. We want to be fair, we want to be treated right. We don't always want to bring up race. In fact, if you knew how many times we downplayed ourselves as well as our children, and we tell everybody and we smile in the faces of people who are our friends that may not look like us, we try very hard to show up and to let people know that we're not playing the race card because people make us feel bad. You can't make me feel bad for it, but some people feel bad for it. And so we try to say, well, no, and we try to say the facts and everything, but I'm telling you, Black America, stop it. It's not working. And we only look stupid. Call a spade, period. Every time, all the time. There are no hall passes. There are no if, ands. There are no gray areas. Just because a person is used to behaving a certain way does not mean it's okay, and you don't give them a pass and you don't go, I just consider and know how they were brought up. You can do it if you want to. I don't tolerate it. You can't be in my circle. You can't be in my face. If you're going to be in my face and you're going to be my friend, you need to learn and you need to understand from my point. If I've already got, if I have to always consider your point of view and take your jokes and take your thoughts and how you were raised, and it's one sided, the world is already one sided. I'd be doggone if I'm gonna have a friend or an associate or anybody in my circle that I do that with. The devil is a lie. I'm not doing it with white America. I'm not doing it at a job. I'm not doing it anywhere. I don't say everything, but I don't let everything pass either. Because both things cannot be true. One of the things you notice with the prosecutor, they could not paint a bad picture of this kid. They could only go and reiterate and say over and over and over again what happened that day. But we all know that it was a build up to that day. Now, if you didn't stop, if you didn't, in your, simplistic thinking, in your need to just be black and white and quick, if you didn't think, like, I wonder what happened, if you didn't think that, shame on you. Shame on you. That means that you need to think deeper because there is never that much animosity for one kid to be this kid that did not have a disciplinary problem. This kid who was an honor student, who graduated with honors, that the high school still allowed to attend graduation. If he was a problem, if he was everything that they thought, they would not have allowed that. We're talking about Collin County. And some of you are just not thinking deep enough in your quickness to sympathize and have compassion because you're saying parents are burying their kid. Okay. But if you can accept Carmelo Anthony's fate and say, it was his actions, then you're going to have to accept the actions of a bully who happens to be dead. That day, April the 2nd, 2025, the bully Metcalf, he FAFO. Period. Yeah, it sounds harsh. No, I didn't want to say it, but I'm sick and tired of you all jumping on here, black and white, and saying, well, we have to be accountable for our actions. And, they did bury a kid, but they also tormented a child. And I'm sure Carmelo Anthony would never be the same. He didn't want to take a life. But look at how many people failed him. Look at how many people knew what was going on. I'm telling you, you think that there's not footage out there of how strong Metcalf was going after him to get him to move from a tent that Metcalf didn't own? You think that was the first time the Metcalf twins had come after him? Did you ever wonder why Carmelo Anthony didn't have a cell phone? Have you ever listened to the interviews of the twin that survived? He gave two different interviews and he said two different things, and that's why they didn't put him on the stand. It was easy to hide behind he was still traumatized, but the truth of the matter is there was no way he could talk about that incident without being honest about how aggressive he and his brother were. There were 2 against 1. You gonna ignore that? If you're gonna jump on and you're gonna talk about Carmelo Anthony and what we need to teach our kids, I have no problem with that. But do not tell half the story because half the truth is a whole lie. Stop it. If you gonna tell it, then you better be like Usher. You might as well tell it all. If you're gonna do confessions, don't get on here and half do it. We have to stop always trying to identify and compromise with the oppressor, and we have to stop just bringing everything on ourselves. Yes, I wish this was a different outcome. I definitely wish he had made a different decision. But if Carmelo Anthony had been the one that died in that, nobody would be saying a word. Nobody, including some of you black people who have jumped on here to talk about, oh, he made a bad decision. If you think his decision was about one day and one time and a split second, you're not thinking deep enough, and you need to do better. I said what I said. I meant what I said.